Okay, Coach, ready when you are.
All right. Injury-wise, there's nothing significant. Still waiting to see on Isaac. Tank's kind of fighting through some stuff, but nothing. It's good to get Murph back. So really nothing significant. Kind of just see where some guys are. Each practice. You guys may have noticed that Todd Thomas was back today. Was able to talk to Todd actually every day, and had continued discussions. And he's back on the team, and that's all I'm going to talk about there. And then also today, we've told the players before, but Tom is going to be our starting quarterback, and like what he has done to this point, and it's a reflection of where Tom's at. I still think that Chad is making really good progress, but I feel really good and confident with Tom, and certainly like the direction that Chad is going.
Specifically, what did Tom do in camp to this point to win that race?
Well, certainly it's camp is part of it, but kind of a culmination of everything, and I think that right now he gives us the best chance for our team to win.
How quickly did he pick up the offense?
He's done a good job. I think he got familiar with it last year, but I think really bowl practice was the first time where he got to run it and execute it and make mistakes and be able to then come back and repeat that. Obviously got a lot of reps in spring, and we need to continue. Tom's no different than anyone else. I probably should go through the whole list of guys that we've declared as starters, but the quarterback's a little bit different, right? I mean, but he's no different in the sense that, he's got some stuff we need to continue to keep working on and improving, and love his approach to that. But, I think he picked it up. There's I think there's some things that carry over, and then there's some things that are probably a little bit more unique to what we're doing right now, and he needs to continue to keep working, but as far as his knowledge, I think of the offense and of the game itself is good.
Physically, he looks the part there, doesn't he?
Yeah, yep. He's talented, and we just got to keep maximizing these opportunities we have to keep getting better and keep getting comfortable with the receivers and tight ends and the run game. There's so many things, but he certainly is talented, I think.
How important is it to keep developing Chad Wojtek? Will he get? I don't know how it turns from here now that Tom's a starter, but will he?
No, it would be just like real important to keep developing Chad, and at the end of practices here, there's a lot of opportunities to develop players, and we got to continue to do that. I think that's our job, every day that we're here. But very important, as far as the reps. I think once you get into game plan specific is when you see a more significant change in the amount of reps. Right now, fortunately we're getting enough work that they both, I think, can have a good workload.
Beyond just sort of general fine-tuning, what are some specific things Tom needs to work on in between now and
I think
September
the timing, timing with the passing game, and not just with the receivers, but just his own timing. When to stay with a particular guy in the passing game and when to get off it and work through. I still think in the run game, there's some things that just his tracks and where he's getting the ball to the back. I think those are things. I think he's certainly an accurate passer, talent. I think when he second guesses himself or is unsure of, maybe he's sure, but he's not sure that the other guy's sure. That's where we gotta work through those, and like all of them, they're certainly things that Tom can control and can work on, and then a lot of it's all together. How we gotta develop it.
How much did the experience factor play a role for Tom?
I think it's like anything; it's part of who he is right now. I think it's. I would have to think that it certainly has helped form who he is.
Is Tyler solidifying that other starting wide receiver spot? He's getting a lot of number one reps.
Yeah, I mean he's continually earning the right to just keep getting more reps, and you know, right now, like I said, we don't have to worry so much about ones and twos, you know, but he certainly is. I love the progress that he's been making.
Do you have a sense when Isaac might be able to practice again?
You know, I don't. I think it'll be. You know, I don't think it'll be. If tomorrow we go 2, I'd be surprised there, but I'm not sure. If, excuse me. You know, end of the week or what. I'm not quite sure.
You kind of joked that you could list all the starters at this point. With that in mind, I mean, what spots do you feel like are still up for grabs, at least as the starting role goes?
You know, I mean, I think there's a. You know, right now, you know, really our focus has been on. You know, can a guy give you a consistent production to be on the field, and then I think once we determine that, and I think we still got time, then I think we'll get into you know, then we'll get into who's specifically starting and what packages. You know, I still think, you know, we got you know, I think it's creating some competition at some certain spots. You know, for instance, you know, I like what Murph and you know, he missed a couple days. It was good getting him back. You know, David Durham's doing some good things. Juan Price is coming on. You know, and so I think that's just one example. You know, certainly I think, you know, at the corner spot, you know, we got feel pretty good about our 2 corners. You know, now is there some depth there, and if that does, then can that provide us to, you know, do some things with the back end. So I think there's some things that just kind of keep playing off of where we're at. You know, and the line is not settled. You know, there's some, you know, we feel pretty good about, but you can go right down the line. Secondary, you know, linebackers, you know, D-line, offensive line, quarterback, you know, now set today, receiver, you know, still working through that. Running back obviously is unsettled, you know, so just gotta keep going. That's the fun part.
Coach, Anthony Gonzalez has bounced around both sides of the ball. He seems to be pretty settled now. Do you like what he's done with that position?
Yeah, we're happy, and I think that, you know, part of the thing that's helping Gonzo is that he is not bouncing right now. You know, so he was able to have, you know, last year, you know, he was on defense, and then, you know, for the bowl, moved into the linebacker spot, and then all spring, you know, I think he had a, you know, from everything I could tell when he came to camp, had a great summer, and you know, I've been real pleased with the way he's been practicing, you know, this fall camp. So I think just the continuity for him, you know, has been good, and he's a good athlete. You know, that's part of the thing. You know, he was looked at a lot of spots because he is a good athlete and a good football player, and so I think that does help him. You know, he's got a pretty good football sense or football IQ, and then you can combine that with getting comfortable at a spot. So hopefully he continues to keep growing there.
What has Tyler Boyd been doing well to earn more reps out there?
You know, I think he's done a great job of learning, you know, what to do. I think he, you know, wants to be coached and is showing that, you know. So intentionally, and he's obviously got talent. So those are the things that come to mind why he's earned the right to get more reps.
Are you surprised at all how quickly he's kind of acclimated himself to this game?
Um,
From high school?
Not surprised, but you certainly appreciate it.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.